aggression is hurting each other, part of the environment, or what we're made of, by Amber Carter. Definitions. Intentional behavior aimed at causing either physical or psychological harm. For psychologists, being aggressive and being assertive are different things. Hostile versus instrumental aggression. Hostile stems from a feeling of anger. The goal is to inflict pain or injury. Instrumental is aggression takes place as a means of some other goal, such as a professional assassination. An example of this would be the assassination of John F. Kennedy, to get him out of office. As far as hostile, you get mad at the dog because he uses the bathroom in the house and you kick it out of aggression because you have to clean it up. That's hostile. I asked some fellow students what their definitions were. When I asked them, what is aggression to you? A fellow student, Ashley Woodall, said it's an act purposely done to another person, animal, or thing to cause injury or harm to them or it. It goes back to the dog situation. The dog uses the bathroom in the house and you get mad and you kick it or you slap it or whatever it is an act of aggression. Most people agree that what she says is indeed aggression. Have you ever been a victim of aggression? I asked my mom if she had ever been a victim of an aggressive crime or a violent crime, and her response kind of took me back. It kind of stunned me. She said simply, "Who hasn't?" Like, it's like she answered like I was asking if she's ever had coffee or something. If something like really, who hasn't? With that being said, she expressed to me how an act of aggression, in her case, a sexual assault, took place, and that from that moment on, she was a different person. Like, she was more aware of her surroundings, she was less trusting of people, and she was a little bit more strict with us as far as who we were going with, where we were going, who was going to be there, where it was at, and so forth. Is aggression instinctual? Hobbes, Freud, and Lorenz says yes. Freud and Lorenz in particular believe that aggressive energy builds up and must be released. Pretty much you let it boil up and you finally have to let it go. It's like if someone doesn't address the problems directly, immediately, they let it get to them and it kind of eats at them, and then one little thing can trigger the big blow up, and it's just awful. One problem with instinctual explanations is that they tend to be descriptive and circular. If not instinctual, can aggression still be biological? Evolutionary psychologists argue yes. Buss and Shackelford propose that our ancestors found aggression to be adapted. Like, it goes back to the caveman. They used spears and aggressive behavior to like kill other animals, or even like get their women into check, or even fight other men for women or for food or whatever it is. It's a way to be the top dog. It's like the food chain. They want to be on the top of the food chain, rather on the bottom. Lawrence Schultz agreed to a point. They also point out that most species have developed inhibitory mechanisms, thus aggression is an optional strategy. What they were saying is pretty much that they didn't necessarily have to do it, but they chose to do it because it had better results. Is aggression learned? Does aggression pay? Are people reinforced for aggression? If so, operant conditional suggests that they are more likely to aggress in the future. Like, are you aggressive? You're a bully. Like, say you are a bully and you don't have money, but you bully people to get their money. In a sense, it does pay, literally pays, but on top of that, people fear you, and you think you're more powerful because there's fear, which is not necessarily true for everyone, but it is part of the human psyche. Social learning theory, vicarious reinforcement, Bandura's famous study with the Bobo doll. Pretty much you let kids watch a video about them punching and hitting Bobo dolls, which is a doll that if you punch it lays down but pops right back up. And after watching the video, the kids started doing it. It's just like any movie, kung fu, action movie, whatever, you go and watch it, a lot of people come out reenacting it. It's the same concept. An average guy's opinion about aggression and where it stems. I spoke to Sam Weston, a local police officer, to get his opinion on where aggression stems. He says, I think that aggression is both environment as well as chemical or genetic makeup. It can be something learned from parents or those that care for the person, or it can simply be because he is made up that way. He says he's seen both kinds of examples in his line of work. Frustration, aggression theory. Dollard's original definition: frustration leads to hostile aggression. Frustration is defined as having one's goal attained blocked, meaning a rapper. Let's say someone wants to be a rapper and the producer doesn't want to work with them. He gets frustrated and it can cause hostile aggression. Is it always true? Not necessarily. Some people get over it. Berkowitz revised theory states frustration produces anger, which provides a readiness to aggress, but does not guarantee it. Like I said, that rapper can get over it and move on, try a different producer, as opposed to just beating the crap out of the producer that said no. Important concepts include expectations and relative deprivation. American society creates frustration. That's true. The rapper wants to be a millionaire and can't because the producer, yet society wants him to be a millionaire. Below is John Dillard. The one on the right is Leonard Berkowitz. Those are the people that developed the theories from the previous slide. Cause of aggression continued. Alcohol is a big one, especially in college. 75% of individuals arrested for crimes of violence were legally drunk at the time of their arrests. Experimental evidence implies that alcohol ingested increases in aggression. Interpretation: alcohol is a disinhibitor. It seems to that under the influence of alcohol, a person's primary tendencies are revealed. Perfect example: college parties. College life and the pressures of partying. College is considered to be the period in life where you find yourself, and with that being said, your friends are trying to influence you to go and have drinks or smoke weed or do cocaine or whatever the drug is, bath salts, whatever, to have fun, quote unquote. So a lot of people feel the pressures of their friends and other college students doing it, and they feel it necessary to take part. And with that being said, a lot of their perception of things, as well as their wall that they build to conserve who they are as a person, is totally destroyed, and they act out in crazy ways, whether it's putting the lampshade on your head or wearing a toga or streaking, or it could totally be a flip. And some people get really super violent when they're drinking. They drink some vodka, whatever, and they want to punch somebody. It's just part of alcohol. Many of the students I asked if they have ever been a victim of aggression due to alcohol, 9 out of 10 of them said yes. That scares me because 9 out of 10 people are potentially at risk of being killed because they decided to go drink instead of hit the books or whatever it is. More aggressive continue. Pain and discomfort. If an animal experiences pain, it can flee. Violence follows. Most research has been done on heat. Violent crimes and aggressive increases as temperatures increase. A baseball above 90 degrees confounded an increase of incarceration as it gets warmer. However, lab researchers suggest that temperature is a key component. A lot of people are in pain and they're aggravated, they're frustrated, they didn't get their pills, whatever it is, because they don't feel good, they don't really get it, but a little thing can trigger it and they can become violent pretty quickly. Color also is said to contribute towards violence, whether it's red or blue, for example. The gang color thing, not necessarily because you're in a gang, but simply because those colors draw people to become violent or aggressive. Pornography and violence against women. Presidential Commission on Pornography concluded that the explicit sexual material in or of itself did not contribute to sexual crime, violence against women, or other antisocial acts. But violent pornography has been shown to increase acceptance of sexual violence. Pretty much you become immune to it. You're desensitized from it when watching a significant amount or even just some violent pornography. You think it's okay to do that to women when in all reality it's not. Evidence that slasher movies have the same impact, or video games, same concept. You see it, you watch a lot of it over the course of your life, you're desensitized to it, and it doesn't really freak you out, so you think it's okay because society thinks it's okay because they put out these kinds of movies. Social learning and mass media. TV's full of violent models. 6 in 10 shows have violence. By the age of 10, children have viewed 8,000 murders on TV. Few consequences of TV on violence. High correlation between the amount of TV watched and the view to subsequent aggression. This data is correlated. Margaret Thompson demonstrated that the view of TV violence can numb people's reactions when they are faced with real life aggressions, bank robberies, murders, sexual assaults, stuff like that. Why does media violence affect us? When we summarize the ideas in the research, 4 themes arise. Seeing others being aggressive weakens our learned inhibitors against violence. Learned techniques imitate, like monkey see, monkey do. Primes anger, makes us more aware of anger. Desensitize to violence or sexual assaults or aggressive behavior in general. We see Bad Girls Club, for example. Those people act out on aggressive behavior all the time, and we think it's okay. Here's some of the citations. I'm not going to read them. It's really boring, to the point. Here are some of my credits. Ashley Woodall, college student. Jennifer Carter, my mom, and Officer Weston. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll talk to you guys later.